Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Basic Dude podcast. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We'll start with our sponsor today, Mr. James Jennings over at Kilo Foxtrot Fitness. I mention him quite frequently. I think you know the deal. If you need to whip your ass into shape and, maybe lose a few pounds, gain a little muscle, whatever and what have you, he is the man to see. So head over to the your social medias and search for Kilo Foxtrot Fitness. That's a Kilo Foxtrot Fitness. He would be more than happy to help you out with your fitness goals. All right, let's move into today's episode. We know it's the month of June, and June is almost wrapped up. And I really wanted to touch on this. If you have been following my TikTok or YouTube channel, you have seen that I've been posting mental health tips every day for Men's Mental Health Month. That's right, June is Men's Mental Health Month, which is very important. And today I'm going to get into exactly why that's important and why we need to kind of have an awareness month for that. Why that's, why it is, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Besides important. Crucial to bring awareness to men's mental health. We are people that, may be prideful or whatever, masculine, prideful, embarrassed, insert word, whatever word you would like to use. But we need to talk about this. So if you're like most men, you've probably been told at some point in your life to suck it up, power through, just deal with it when things get tough. But let's be honest, mental health isn't about weakness. It's about being human. And ignoring it doesn't make us stronger. It just wears us down silently and slowly. So today we're going to talk openly and honestly about what mental health really means for men, why we struggle to talk about it, and how we can start making some real changes for ourselves, for our families, and for the next generation of men coming up behind us. So we're going to start with a few facts here, and this second fact really bothers me. But we'll start with number one. Number one, 1 in 5 men will experience a mental health issue in their lifetime. Number 2, men die by suicide nearly 4 times more than women. Number 3, men are less likely to seek help, even when they know they need it. And why is this? Well, it's because it's not that we don't feel pain. It's not because we don't get anxious or overwhelmed. It's because we've been taught that talking about our feelings isn't manly, that being vulnerable means being weak, and that showing emotion somehow makes us less of a man. But here's the truth. Bottling it up is what's killing us. And the pressure to just handle it in silence, that's not strength. That's survival mode. Keeping everything inside not only is debilitating for your mental health, but also for your physical health. People who don't have healthy coping mechanisms for stress and anxiety and stuff like that, eventually it will give you hypertension, weight gain, possible heart attack, Um, so there's some real issues that could come from just simply ignoring what's going on inside your head. So let's talk about some mental health struggles men face the most. And I I I definitely um, I definitely understand and feel these a lot. Stress and burnout from work, money, providing, just the weight of responsibility. Depression, which often shows up in men as anger, irritability, or numbness, not sadness. Anxiety, especially performance anxiety, job insecurity, fear of failure, or social pressure. Addiction and escapism, alcohol, drugs, porn, gambling, workaholism, ways to avoid pain, ways to distract ourselves, or ways to distract ourselves so we don't have to deal with things. And lastly, loneliness. Even when surrounded by people, a lot of guys feel isolated because they don't have real emotional connections. Sometimes it's not a full-blown breakdown. Sometimes it's just a constant low-level feeling that something's off, that you're stuck, or that you're always holding something in. Let me say this loud and clear. You are not broken. You're just carrying a lot and probably have been for a very long time. So there's some reasons why we don't discuss this, right? And the biggest reason that we need to talk about this word real quick. So there's a word we need to get out in the open there, and that is shame. Men are often ashamed to admit when they're struggling. It's not always our fault. We were raised with it. Man up, don't cry, be strong for your family. Real men don't need help. Those messages stick. They become internalized, and the result is silence. We put on a mask, we act like we're fine, but inside we're tired, we're anxious, and we're hurting. It's not weakness to talk about it, it's courage. And you don't have to share everything with everyone, but you do need to share something with someone. Otherwise, it builds up and it turns into depression, rage, or worse. So let's give you some tools to kind of mitigate this whole thing. This ways to get a handle on your mental health if you're struggling, or maybe some different ideas. You know, it seems to be a lot more prevalent lately for men to seek out through men's groups, counseling, psychiatry, support groups, stuff like that. But, you know, not always, those situations don't always work, I guess we'll say. Like you could be going to a counselor for years and get nowhere, which is a problem. And you need to identify that and find somebody else so that way you can really get the help that you need. You know, there's things that they just don't work, right? So we don't want to waste time with this. We want to make sure that we are finding the things that work for us to fix us and keep us mentally well. All right, so let's get practical here. What are some things you can do today to start taking care of your mental health? Number one, talk to someone. That could be a friend, a brother, your partner, or a therapist. Therapy isn't just for crisis, it's for maintenance. Number two, move your body. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to boost your mood. Doesn't have to be fancy. Walk, lift, stretch, whatever. Dance, swim, you know, just get your body moving. Get those get that cortisol down. Cut back on numbing behaviors, alcohol, endless scrolling, porn, fast food. Numbness doesn't equal peace. Pay attention to your patterns. I'm definitely the fast food person or food person. Number 4, do a daily check-in. We've covered this before. We did an episode a few weeks ago about like your self-check, your daily self-checklist. So do a daily check-in. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What do I need? Even just naming your emotion is powerful. Number 5, reconnect with something you enjoy. Fishing, music, sports, building stuff, hiking, anything that reminds you who you are outside of work and stress. Number 6, create space to breathe. Literally 5 deep breaths every morning, every night. It's not hokey. It resets your nervous system, and there is science research to back that. Number 7, surround yourself with men who get it. Find or build a circle of guys who are willing to be real. Brotherhood definitely saves lives. Yeah, I would say that some more tools would be to journal. Get yourself a journal. Start just jotting things down, random things down. Another thing that's good for your mental health is trying to create a daily routine, which we've discussed many times. Also, on top of that, being organized, that lowers stress levels, so that way your day goes a lot easier. Limit stimulants as well, caffeine, nicotine, all that stuff. What else? Take some time out for yourself every day. What they call that, self-care. I've found in the past that like coloring on a tablet or Sudoku or just stuff like that, reading stuff where you can kind of just be you're hanging out with everybody, but sort of like in your own little world, I guess. I'm not saying that that's what you shouldn't always be looking for an escape, but take 15 minutes or something, 20 minutes and for yourself, and while you're sitting there hanging out and maybe your wife is watching some trashy reality TV, just go through and maybe read for a few minutes or something. Another thing that I do every morning that I find is good for my mental health is I do a Bible study lesson, and then I do I read a passage from the Daily Stoic. That also helps. Another thing is vitamins. I take a bunch of vitamins. Magnesium for mood. I take some turmeric and glucosamine for joints, and then I take a men's daily vitamin. Like a multivitamin. That can also help with stress. You can also try like St. John's wort, ashwagandha, things of that nature. Obviously, consult your doctor before you just start taking vitamins. But yeah, a lot of times, just like with seasonal depression, a lot of times our body is lacking vitamins, and taking those vitamins can cause a huge change and in our mood, in our thinking, and just overall make us feel better mentally and physically. So let me say it again. You are not alone. There are millions of men feeling what you feel, facing what you're facing, and the strongest thing you can do is pretending everything's fine. It's showing up for yourself. Don't wait for a breakdown to make a breakthrough. Start now. Start small, but start. Whether it's talking to a buddy, booking a therapy session, or just taking that walk. You deserve peace. You deserve healing. And you're allowed to ask for help. If this episode hit home for you, I want you to do two things for me. I want you to share it with one other man in your life. Maybe it's your brother, your buddy, your dad. Start the conversation. This is definitely something that we need to talk about. Like I stated earlier in the episode, men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. Secondly, I want you to check in with yourself. Right after this episode ends, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need today? And go take care of that man in the mirror. Check out the episode of, the daily self-check for men. That was a few weeks ago. Let's see, I can give you the actual episode number. Sorry, I didn't have that prepared. So it's going to be let's see here. I don't know if I have it. I don't think I do. Hold on one second. I'll get it for you. Sorry, I didn't. No, can't do that. Sorry, I didn't have this already up and organized. But I'm not a perfect person, so what can I say? Let's see. So it's going to be the episode that aired on May 19th, 2025. And the name of the episode is Daily Self-Check, the Habit Every Man Needs. It is... Yeah, so that one. I can't give you an episode number. It's going to be episode... season 3, episode 20. Sorry about that. So yeah, I want you to do those two things. Check in with yourself, check in with somebody else. Let's make the rest of Men's Mental Health Month count. Let's impact somebody around us. Let's help support our fellow men. Let's help support ourselves. Let's bring awareness. Let's do the thing, right? Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. Mental health just it's not a monthly topic. It's a lifelong mission. And it's a mission that I feel very strongly about. And that is the whole basis of me really starting my podcast. Because at the time I was in a really low, dark place, and kind of used this as my my little audio journal, I guess, at first, or made me feel better to serve my fellow men through a podcast. So I've since kind of gotten away from that a little bit, just because I don't want every episode to kind of be doom or gloom and, talking about depression and suicide and stuff like that. Not that it's not important, but I think if we discuss it too much, or if that's all we talk about, it can start to have a negative effect on us. We need to be aware, but we don't need to let it consume us. So I find that to be important, to have balance. But anyway, thanks for listening. Please check out the TikTok and the YouTube and the Instagram and all that stuff. Yeah. Do me a favor, rate the show, follow the show, tell your friends about it. I would appreciate that. Share it wherever you can. And as always, thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your week. And remember, be the man you're meant to be.